Hello and welcome back to the Growing Bonds, where we dive into how small choices can bring us closer to the people we love the most. Today's episode is titled Those Darn Phones, a little nod to the children's book Those Darn Squirrels. But this time, it's not the squirrels causing the mischief, it's the screens. Phones are part of our everyday lives. They help us stay in touch, get things done, and find our way around. But they also interrupt the very thing we say that matters the most to us, our relationships, especially those with our children. Let's talk about something many of us may not realize. When we are on our phones, even for a second, we might be unintentionally sending our children the message, "This is more important than you." For it doesn't take yelling or ignoring or even being unkind. Sometimes it's simply a glance at a screen while your child is talking to you that tells them, right now, my phone is more interesting than you are. I still remember when I learned this lesson. When my daughter was a toddler, we used to go to Chicago Public Library every week. The librarians used to organize a lot of great talk for parents, and one day I sat in on a session about phone use. The speaker talked about how our constant connection to our phones was creating disconnection from our family life, and it clicked. So from that moment on, I made a promise to myself. If I'm not at home, I'm simply unavailable. And I began using my phone more with intention rather than with instinct. Also, when we were out and about, I started noticing something. For instance, at the library, my daughter would come to me with a book or a toy and say, "Look, Mama," and I'd be there to respond. We'd talk about the pictures, the colors, the characters, and her vocabulary began to flourish. But I also saw something else. Children trying to show something to their parent while the parent was scrolling away. And many times I saw children who gave up and wandered off. It wasn't neglect. It was distraction. But the result was the same. Those little moments of connection were slipping away. So here's the truth. We can't build connection if our intention is always split. And children, especially when they're young, they don't understand why you're looking at the phone. They just know that you are not looking at them, so you're not connecting. So what can we do? Here are a few small shifts that can make a big impact. Create no phone zones. The dinner table, bedtime, the car. These are sacred spaces for conversation. When you establish no phone spaces early, your child learns that these are moments for togetherness. And here's something that many parents don't realize until it feels harder to change. The way we use our phones today is shaping how our children will use their phones tomorrow. When we model healthy habits early on, being intentional about when we check our phones and when we put them away, we're setting a tone that makes future boundaries around phone use feel more natural. Because here's the thing. A teenager who's grown up in a home where phones go down and conversations come first is more likely to crave those spaces too. So when you tell them no phones at the table, they are more likely to follow the rules because they understand the value behind them. Another option, set phone-free rituals. It could be a morning cuddle before checking emails or a 20-minute walk after dinner, without devices, of course, or simply leaving your phone in a drawer for an hour each evening while playing board games. Rituals build presence, and presence builds connections. And remember, connection doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need a full day. Sometimes all it takes is 5 to 10 undistracted minutes on the floor, following their lead. An intentional moment when you give them 100% of your attention fills their emotional cup more than hours of half presence. So remember, this reminder isn't about guilt, it's about awareness. We can't always be fully present, but we can choose to be present more intentionally. We can show our children through small, consistent actions that they are the notifications we care the most about. So here's the Growing Bonds challenge for this week. Pick one phone-free ritual and try it every day for 7 days. It could be family meals, bedtime stories, afternoon tea, whatever fits your rhythm best. And just notice, what shifts? What do you see or hear or feel that you might have missed? Let your presence be the gift that you give your child, as they are growing up. Thank you for listening today. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love you to share it with another parent, or even better, start a conversation with your family. And don't forget to follow us for more reflections, tools, and connection. Until next time, put the phone down, look up, and stay connected.